there, this is Eli J. Brown / Eli J. Brony, and here is another Bionicle MOC that I have just made. This is quite a complicated one, but at the same time, it is very impressive. At least I think it is very impressive. It did take me some thinking as to how to get this MOC to look just perfect and not make another little MOC that just in the end doesn't look all that good. So I made one and put a lot of effort into it, just trying to figure out what pieces do I have to make this look as good as possible. So I looked at the parts that I had, all sorts of different parts. I wanted this to be red and black, and I didn't plan on putting in the silver originally, but evidently I just had to do that in order to use these feet right here, because I didn't have any more of the completely black feet after making this. As well as also using the Mantax armor piece that's used right here. I used completely black feet, the clawed feet, for the jaw at the bottom right here, and then another one for the back of the head right here. Speaking of the head, you remember where that head You remember where that head came from? Do you remember? I'm sure some of you may remember. If you don't, I'll leave it to the people who do remember it. And you can just read in the comments. I'll let you have fun with trying to remember what that is. I know what it is, but do you know? So, anyway, I used these fire torch pieces because it's supposed to be like some sort of dragon. Speaking of which, this is supposed to be, well, I've decided for it to be like the King Alidongo. I don't know how many of you remember the Alidongo MOCs that I've made in 2014 during Hero Factory's Invasion from Below series, where I used the beast heads, well, for the most part, I used the beast head on the mother one and the baby one. I didn't use one on the father, but that's what they ended up becoming. And this is basically supposed to be the big king of the Alidongos. This is the big king. Pretty much, this is anybody's worst nightmare. Well, if you actually came across one of these in real life. But you wouldn't, because this is from a fictional fantasy world. But if you existed in that fantasy world, these guys are nothing to be messing around with. Well, I think this is just one member of an entire group of Alidongos. Just the big character, the big king that is ruling over all of them. It's quite a complicated looking MOC right here, especially for the legs. I wanted to make sure that the legs looked as good as they could be, though I do know that there are still going to be some people that do not think that the legs, or even the MOC itself, are going to turn out to be good. But anyway, for the legs right here, I actually did some sort of trick right here. As you can see, well, it's not coming off now, because well, it would normally come off if it didn't have all these chewings on it. I'm gonna try over here, just to show you how it works. What I did, this piece right here just is used to hold it in place, but it goes into the hole, and this is how I did it. I took two of the blue pins right there, and I took one of these pieces. Hopefully you can tell what it is, and I used one of those pieces. And this piece is basically what actually attaches the foot onto the knee. And then I used actual knee armor pieces for the back legs. I know people would say, well, couldn't you have used them for the front? And I could have, but I don't think that the MOC would look all that good from the front, so that's why I made it just like that. Now this MOC does use mostly old school Bionicle parts for this, but it also uses parts from the modern character and creature building system. Otherwise, something that people would probably call the Hero Factory building system, as they called it originally, or the Generation 2 Bionicle building system. But either way, I'm calling it the CCBS building system, or the modern building system, because that's what a lot of other people are calling it. And, well, he's kind of tipping over, kind of, you know, due to the condition that these parts have. And I know people would say, couldn't you have just bought new parts? And the answer is, I could have, but I wanted to put the older pieces into good use. And I'm actually happy with the result that came out. I think it may be difficult to try to show you how this is assembled, so don't count on me like trying to post instructions on how to make this, because it was quite complicated in putting all of these together, and it'll be kind of complicated for me to take these all apart. I'll try to show you as much as I can to, like, if you want to try to build this yourself, I'll try to give you, well, here's pretty much how that works. It just attaches to this leg arm thing right there. I'll try to show you. I'm not going to take anything apart. Hopefully you can see that. And I'll try to show you what's here too. This is how the tail's attached. Right there. And the main body is the 2008 main body piece, and this is attached on like that. Put it on the wrong position. Had a hard time putting it back on. And the fiery tail right here, this attaches like that. And the last thing that I added on before I started to record were these spike pieces. Like, there are spike pieces on the head, spike pieces on the back, spike pieces from the tail. Well, they're different types of spike pieces, but that's them. So that is about all for this one. I will let you know, I did not originally plan on calling this an Alidongo, but it's what I ended up making out of it. The whole idea started with the head, and I just started from there and then assembled the body, and I eventually got to this result. So, that's about it. If there is anything you think that I need to improve with this MOC, or any of the other MOCs that I have, do let me know, and I may consider making a few changes if you think you know of a way to make this MOC look even better. So that's about it. I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.